Dale and I have something very important we need to share with you. And if you own a Canon DSLR, you need to watch the next 60 seconds of this video.
60.
Starting now. Okay, so this is a Canon 5D.
It is.
With a DP6 sitting here. So what we're going to do is plug the camera into the monitor, as most people do with a monitor. And we're going to look at this signal. Oh, we only have 60 seconds. Let's go. All right.
Okay.
Sorry.
You
Okay.
won't take me forever.
Sorry. All right. What we're looking at is what you typically see with a signal from a Canon DSLR.
That's probably what you typically see.
Yeah, that's starting off. This is what you typically see. Pressing the info button on the Canon a few times gives you something different. But these black bars on the side and on the across the top and bottom, those are elements of the Canon signal. Now, we have done something pretty interesting with a preset that we've called DSLR Record. So I'm going to switch to that now. And now you'll notice that the black bars are gone. What we've done with this preset is we've used the settings within this monitor, the unique settings within this monitor, to achieve this full screen view of the live view output of the Canon 5D.
It's essentially zooming in the image, but it's not zooming in a static image. It's actually bringing more information into the display. So not only are you making the image bigger, you're actually seeing more information. You're actually filling up a 720p display, which is nice.
It is very nice. Now, if you own a Canon 5D or a T2i, when you press the record button, something else happens. It sends a 480p signal instead of the 1080i signal.
That's not the monitor changing it to a 40p signal.
It's this guy.
That's the camera. That's a very important distinction.
We get a lot of calls with people asking questions why our monitor destroys the signal, but it's just the Canon doing things. So what you'll also notice here is that the information looks the same as it did in live view mode. Go back to live view. So we'll stop recording. Does it switch back? And now it looks the same. That's unique because we just went from a 1080i signal with certain pillar boxing to a 4:3 pillar boxed image, and nothing appeared to change on the DP6. And that's a unique preset that we've just added to the DP6. So what I'd like to do is go back to our playback preset, which is where we started. And this just has all the normal settings. So go ahead and hit record again, and we'll see what the Canon 5D normally does during record. And now we can see that it's squished the image even further. We're looking at a 4:3 signal that's being displayed at 16:9, which is why it looks awful.
It's just not very nice, you know, having just a sliver of your screen in use.
And unless you have auto aspect detect or something like that turned on, this is just naturally what the camera does. So it can be pretty frustrating at times.
The thing is, even if you had auto aspect detect, which some monitors are having now, it doesn't actually take care of the full problem. It just changes so it's not stretched.
As we can demo on our next subject here.
I think we're in live view. And
Okay, so we're starting off with this random monitor. It's a 4:3 monitor, and you know, it's just a generally popular field monitor that people use for all kinds of things. But now DSLR is one of them, just because it's kind of thrown into the mix. So since it's 4:3, it's got a 16:9 setting. So in 16:9, it's already doing letterboxing across the top. So with the Canon's live view signal, it's now doing pillar boxing, so you're losing some pixels there. And if you started off in the Canon's default mode by pressing the info button a couple times, yeah, now you're losing so much information there. That's probably at least 50%, maybe even 2/3 of the pixels are being cut off.
yeah, it's not great.
It's not the
but
best.
even though, I mean, most people would shoot this way.
Right.
And you're actually, there's pillar boxing, there's a letterboxing from the monitor, and then letterboxing from the camera. So you have double letterboxing and pillar boxing. So it's not ideal.
Not ideal at all. So this is what you typically see. And now let's go ahead and hit record and see what happens. Okay, a very similar thing to what happened on the DP6. You can go ahead and press the button that changes the aspect ratio. And now you're looking at something that looks a bit more normal, but you're still getting a lot of information cut off. And, you know, there's...
And it's a button press, too.
So this is what you would typically get with a normal monitor, with any monitor really, and even our monitor until just a couple days ago when we came up with this firmware that allows it to do the auto sensing and auto switching. Now we can go back to the DP6 really quick and show you one last thing. We just talked about the 5D. It has a 1080i signal, which is HD, full HD in live view, and then when you go to record, it goes to 480p, which is a 4:3 SD signal. Now that almost, you might think that might defeat the purpose of a HD monitor, but it really doesn't. The DP6 in particular has such kind of the right screen size for the 5D, and when you send it that 4:3 signal, you can turn on the peaking filter, which actually does sub-pixel sharpening, and it really brings out a crispness in the SD image in the focal plane. So that's something that we shoot with regularly. And
when you go into record, it only takes like 2 or 3 seconds to switch. The image appears the same, but it's down resing because of the 5D. But it's still, because of the pixel density of the DP6 and because of the really nice scaler we have in this product, it actually is still a very useful tool for focusing. And if you turn peaking on, ta-da, look at that. It's actually doing sub-pixel sharpening, and now he just pops right into focus there. Look at that.
Boom.
With the updatable firmware on the DP6, we're constantly developing these things from the feedback you guys give us, from the feedback that we think would help us in our stuff, and we are able to just throw this stuff in there, and then in a matter of 60 seconds you can have this feature. And I mean, it's really cool stuff, and we're really excited to bring this functionality to the DP6 and to keep developing new things for it.
If you're unfamiliar with any of the features of the DP6 or anything about it, just go to our website, click on some videos, and check it out. We're going to be adding more stuff constantly. At least that's the hope.
Yeah, we're trying.
Right? We're doing our best. All right. Have fun. See ya.